Hey everybody, this is Rydo, and we are back with another recording of LEGO Star Wars The Complete Saga. We're gonna take on Darth Maul, which is a boss fight, and we haven't seen those yet. We've seen the main gameplay style of minifig levels. We've seen the pod race, which is the racing levels that are very different. And now we're gonna have a minifig level that is gonna be a little bit more open sandbox and just a boss fight where we're gonna have to solve some puzzles to break the bad guy out of his protected state, his shielded state, and then we'll be able to do 1 heart of damage to him, and then we'll have to do another puzzle to do another, and then another puzzle to do a third, and then a final puzzle to do the 4th amount of heart damage. Fortunately, we are effectively immortal. We can die as many times as we want in this fight, but not a problem. This is the first Sith character I imagine we will unlock. This boss fight actually might be a little bit different. So you see, he has 3 hearts, not 4. We can do this, and he's gonna throw these canisters at us, and we've got to just throw them back at him. The bridge is floating because of his power each time, and we can't do it until we reflect the bolts. He won't attack us with the item until the bolts, the droids are gone. So this would be a really fast boss fight if you realized everything that needs to be done. You have to use the Force. There's not a big window of opportunity to use the Force to throw back those canisters that explode. But if that was the entire level, that would be really, really short if you get it done. Fortunately, now we have some other things we can do. A little bit of running around, collect mini kits while we see them. It only helps to get the really easy mini kits now. Let's see, can we put this unit back together so he's hovering? Yes, we can. And because he's hovering, we can get high enough to reach that mini kit. There's a lot of places here where we could try and get studs and become true Jedis and all that, but I don't think that's really necessary. We can use our double force ability here to get up here. Unfortunately, this only opens to stormtroopers, so we would have to play as a stormtrooper in free play mode. And you can't even get up there without a Jedi, so you're talking play as a Jedi then switch to a stormtrooper. This is obviously only a Sith can move that that red glowing block, so we just run forward. You could have missed all of that, really. You see the red brick and we jump off the ledge and kill ourselves. So he's gonna run away like the coward that I guess he is? I don't know. Darth Maul, again, I don't think I've ever watched the first movie, so I don't know if Darth Maul's a coward or a patriot or a super cool character, I don't know. You know what's funny is I think I'm gonna end up saying the same things I'm saying about episode 1, I might very well say about episode 7, is that I'm very busy, it looks like. It's according to my own schedule, which only I have to force myself to follow. But it does feel like for the rest of 2015 and most of 2016 is going to be a rather busy year. Oh, oops. Oops to that. Let's turn around and walk back. So we had to get to that point, but to get any higher, I think we need like Jar Jar Binks. Somebody with a good double jump like Jar Jar, or somebody with a grapple would get me up to that point. So it's giving every indication that somewhere right about here is the red brick. And that doesn't make any sense. I'm not seeing the red brick. So I imagine what it is it's actually in some whole different section. Because I am not seeing a red brick over there. So often the detectors will point you in strange directions that don't really make any sense until you've got all the characters unlocked and can play in free play mode. It seems pretty obvious though right now I can't get that red brick. I don't think for the episode 1 any of the other red bricks are going to be super useful. I don't think the doubler or anything is going to actually be in the first episode. I imagine it will be hidden throughout the rest of the game. And since the complete saga is the culmination of 2 games that was the original series and then episodes 1 through 3, the red bricks probably got redistributed amongst those 2 games so that you don't get everything in the first 3 episodes like you would originally. Those were the only available episodes.
Roger, roger. Roger, roger.
So it's important to pay attention here, and what they just showed you is that if we don't take out these guys, they're just going to call in more backup. And because of that, we need to take out the radio operating guys. We'll do a little bit of this. Now there's stuff over here. If you jump in here, for instance, it will give you items. Somehow you're supposed to be able to get all the way over there to get that minikit. I don't know how you would be able to do that. I imagine it has something to do with raising a platform somewhere once you have your droids. Again though, it just feels like there's too many droids. It feels like there's too many bad guys, and I've played a lot of LEGO games, and I've done a lot of mashing of X because of it. Here we go, take this guy out. Everything kind of stops when you die too. Maybe if you just couldn't die, that would help a lot. And the good news is there is a red brick that gives you invincibility. And once you have that, turn it on and then never worry about that again. Oops. I think I missed. So this is a really small platform to be trying to take on these guys. stand on this, and that will raise the platform, and we can continue with this battle. So we've had to fight, deal with his obstructions twice now. And now we're gonna work our way through here. These laser grades. Flip those switches. Was there something collectible if we did all of these? Maybe. Maybe not. And now look at how many hearts he has. So, like I was saying last recording, it gets even more annoying when you fight the boss fights. You think, oh, the boss fights will be easier than fighting all the droids. No, because then they give you, how many is that? Like 10 hearts? To sit there and beat on the guy? Which, still, this isn't the most annoying that some of the boss fights can be, because sometimes they won't just jump around and allow you to hit them as much as this is. This is kind of allowing you to potentially get the drop on them. If I could use this to, if I could lower that and hop on it, that would be great. But he just keeps jumping right towards where I am. If you were playing two-player, you could potentially have one guy draw the attention of Darth Maul while the other character tries to get that new kit. So, I took out half of his health, and now I have to, he's gonna try and throw things at me. And every time he tries to throw something at me, I have to throw it back. And it's just garbage. And I'm not even seeing it. He's got 2 more hearts. I'm not even bothering to try and get any of the mini kits. And that's not Obi-Wan that died there, I don't believe. But maybe it was, I don't know. I think that was Qui-Gon Jinn. They got stabbed. And that's the end of Darth Maul. Look, his legs are still moving. I would totally let kids play this game. It is a kid's game. There's nothing super violent or anything with it. But the question that might be interesting is, would you let kids play this before they watched Star Wars? And I'm not sure I would. Even as a person who isn't a huge fan of Star Wars myself, I think if you were going to introduce kids to Star Wars, you should let them watch the movies. And maybe let them watch the movies in order, or maybe let them watch them in the order that they were released. I think if you let them watch the episode 1, 2, and 3 in order before you do 4, 5, and 6, the level of maturity kind of scales up for that. Which is an interesting thought, since episode 7 is coming out. If that continues down that rate, episodes 7, 8, and 9 will be rated NC-17. No, that would never happen, but there is definitely 1, 2, and 3 are focused more to kids, particularly the pod racing and focusing around Anakin Skywalker. So I think I would let kids watch the movies first, then say, here's a video game version of it if you want to play that. So at the end of every episode in the game, you get the finished story thing, which is one final cutscene and then the credits. So let's click that. We may skip the credits, but we may not. so they won, I guess. So, that's episode 1. We only really have to go through episode 2 through 6 now. These recordings are particularly shorter than I thought they were going to be. We've only been going, for example, 16 minutes right now. But there's still a lot to do with this game. Once we go through all of the stories, there's still free play and challenge mode, which I imagine what we will do is I think I'll try to keep it a little bit quicker. We maybe will play free play and challenge modes in the same episode, so same recording. That way, next time I get back to playing part 1 of episode 1, The Phantom Menace, I will have had all the characters unlocked, and we will go through free play and collect everything. Hopefully we'll get everything collected on one run through, because that's not really a guarantee. It may take multiple run throughs on free play mode to just find everything. Hopefully not, though. And then we'll just run through challenge mode at the end of that, and that will be one more episode. So that puts us, let's see, if it took 6 episodes to 6 recordings to do episode 1, there will be at least 36 episodes, 36 recordings. I'm trying to get that straight in my head. Sorry if it's confusing you too. At least 36 recordings just to do the story mode, and then double that for the next, for the yeah, just double that for the free play and challenge modes, and then on top of that there's the bounty hunter missions and everything else. So we're talking potentially 100 at most, somewhere less than 100 probably, recordings will get recorded. And if I release everything Monday through Friday, that will take way too long. So now I'm saying what I'll be doing is releasing these recordings twice daily, which is fine. I've done that before in recording series. I've halfway through them I've realized, oh, this would be 4 or 5 months of the same game getting covered, and that's alright. That works just fine. You can schedule on YouTube things to come out on the hour or on the half hours. You can't really schedule them to come out any other times, but that's alright. So that's probably how you're seeing this, is every day, Monday through Friday, there will be 2 episodes coming out, and that's just good. Who is that? That didn't show up in the... They're showing us pictures in this credits of scenes we haven't seen yet. Huh. That's weird. Yeah, this must be the credits they made for the entire game, because there's definitely scenes here that we haven't seen yet. A lot of people worked on this, and this really brought Telltale Games as a company to my eyes, because they had been making, I think, Lego games possibly before this, but maybe not. There have been some Lego games before this, but not any that were quite like this. And this is really the right place to start for the Lego series of games. The ones before that, I'm not sure you could even get on Steam or PC. Uh, a lot of the games before this were just Lego minifigs. So it would be like Lego City or Lego Country or something like that. I think just Lego City really was the name of the game. And without a underlining story, without the Star Wars element to this, I really probably wouldn't have enjoyed this game as much. Even though I'm not a big fan of Star Wars, having something recognizable there helps. And by the time I had played this game, it really opened my eyes to the concept of Legos in a lot of ways too, because I didn't really play with Legos as a child. And in fact, I played with Lincoln Logs, which are about the worst toys you could ever play with in the world. But I remember playing with them a lot, and boy are those garbage. But here's a very special thanks to George Lucas, and he's the only one that gets the very special thanks. Which, alright. The but now I'm a pretty big fan of Legos. I have to admit, I'm still very picky about what sets I buy, but I do have sets sitting sitting on my shelf, proudly displayed. Okay, so that is episode 1, and if we wanted to go here and do the bonus episode 1, we, I guess, should do that. But when should we do that is the question. Let's think about this. I think next recording we will do the bonus episode, because I imagine, if I'm remembering correctly, the bonus is going to be kind of long, and it's going to be a little bit different. And we've been going about average now. Well, actually at 22 minutes we've been going kind of long. So I'm not going to play this again, but let's go to free play and just see who we've unlocked. So we're still short. We still need a bounty hunter as a character, but we have a short child character that can crawl. We have an R2-D2 unit. We have a blaster character that can grapple, and we have Jar Jar Binks, which can jump twice as high. And Jar Jar Binks, I think, is probably the only character that can jump that high. So you end up playing with him whether you want to or not. And we have a C-3PO character. So we still definitely need a bounty hunter before it would make sense to go back and try to get all the collectibles. It's still very much logical to just move on to the Attack of the Clones story. It almost makes sense to skip the bonus even, but we'll do it. We'll try it at least next time. Anywho, that's gonna be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment if you want to, and watch every second of my videos. All that helps me out. If you want to support me, you can click on my name, Rydo. On the right will be a blue button that says support this channel. Click it and make a donation. And if you want a friend or follow me on basically any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.